Good evening, everyone. My name is Crystal Holloman, a digital anchor here at News 10, and we are going to take you to Lansing, where the Lansing Police Department is giving an update on the search for missing 2-year-old Wynter Smith.
Investigate and determine the appropriate new charges. I want to remind everyone that this is an open investigation, and I will not comment on specifics of the case at this time. When we have an update we can share, we will provide it as soon as possible, once we know it won't interfere with the investigation moving forward. We have been transparent up to this point, and we will continue to be transparent with the facts of this case as long as it doesn't interfere with the investigation. Right now, our hearts are with the family of Wynter Cole-Smith. We saw a community show endless amount of support and assistance in help finding Wynter, and now we need the same support and love for the family as they grieve. This is not the outcome anyone had hoped for. And I promise law enforcement will see that the family gets the justice that they so deserve. I also want to thank the men and women of the Lansing Police Department, the Lansing and Detroit FBI offices, the Michigan State Police, Ingham County Sheriff's Office, Ingham County Prosecutor's Office, Eaton County Sheriff's Office, the Detroit Police Department, Michigan State University Police, and the St. Clair Shores Police Department, and all neighboring law enforcement jurisdictions that spent endless hours on this investigation and for helping find Wynter. The community support and civilian volunteers who put their lives on hold to find Wynter should also be recognized and known for their efforts that they helped us in their search to bring Wynter home. Finally, I want to acknowledge the media, you all, who helped us keep the public informed with accurate information and share messages on how our communities across the state of Michigan could help. Moving forward, please continue to forward any new information, any digital evidence, any witnesses, witness statements, or any other pertinent information to the Lansing Police Department or the FBI tip line. Thank you.
Desperately searching for the 2-year-old. The man that's accused of taking her 26-year-old Rashad Trice was arraigned today in Lansing on other charges not related to the disappearance of Wynter Smith. However, to the assault and sexual assault of Smith's mother. Now we will see if he will indeed be charged with Wynter's disappearance and her murder. As the chief said, this is now not a missing person report, this is now a homicide investigation. We will have more on this on News 10 tonight at 11 o'clock. And for our MeTV viewers, we will take a break and come back with more news and weather.
And this is the scene in Detroit from our sister station WDIV, where the body of who they believe is Wynter Smith was found.
Michigan has been out here looking for her. Police caught up with Trice in St. Clair Shores, where he'd run to around 5 a.m. Monday morning. Now, he rammed a Detroit police squad car trying to get away, but he didn't get away. Detroit police took him into custody. He has been completely unhelpful this entire time. And now, after that press conference in Lansing concludes, we are expecting to hear out of Chief White, who arrived on the scene tonight, to update us on exactly everything that is going on out here. But this is still very much an active crime scene here on Detroit's east side, and that's where we're live tonight. Kimberly, Karen, back to you.
All right, we're going to continue following this story. We have our reporters out in Lansing, and we are also working with our sister station in Detroit, as you saw there with Mara McDonald from WDIV. Again, they are now considering this no longer a missing persons case, but they do believe they found the body, who they believe is 2-year-old Wynter Smith, who went missing on Sunday. Here's a little bit more information about Wynter. This is a picture of Wynter. She is 2 years old. She was last seen on Sunday night around 11:30 p.m. She was allegedly taken by Rashad Trice. Now, that is the ex-boyfriend of Wynter's mother. It is not her father. Trice allegedly stabbed Wynter's mother before taking the toddler, and he was arrested early Monday morning in St. Clair Shores. And this is Rashad Trice. This is a booking photo from a previous incident. He was apprehended by police in St. Clair Shores early Monday morning. He was charged today by the Ingham County prosecutor, although he is still in a hospital. And as you heard Mara say there, he's being completely uncooperative with investigators. But he was charged from his hospital room in Metro Detroit. He's facing 8 charges total. We have those listed on WILX.com. And he's being charged as a habitual 4th offender. He is being held without bond. Again, that is Rashad Trice. He is a suspect in missing 2-year-old Wynter Smith. I'm going to show you her picture again. And this picture was all over the southeastern into mid-Michigan area over the past few days. I know if you drove anywhere along I-75 or I-96, you may have saw her picture on a digital billboard with the Amber Alert that was put out early Monday morning. Again, 2-year-old Wynter Smith, and she was last seen Sunday night around 11:30 p.m., allegedly taken by her mother's ex-boyfriend, Rashad Trice. He is not the biological father of Wynter, and he allegedly stabbed Wynter's mother before taking that toddler. She is in stable condition at a hospital. And again, I'm going to take you guys back to the scene really quick of Detroit, where they believe they found the body of 2-year-old Wynter Smith. We have a couple of questions coming in on Facebook, and let's see. Melissa wants to know, where was she found? Well, right now this is the scene in Detroit. She was found, they believe this is her body, in an alley in Detroit. We have a map of that on our website, WILX.com. It is on Detroit's east side. I'm going to go back while they adjust the camera there a little bit. Looking at some of your questions. Again, if you have any questions, you can ask on our Facebook page or our YouTube live page on the live chat on both of those live streams. We're actually going to get ready for a press conference now with the Detroit police. We just heard from Lansing Police Chief Ellery Soulsby. Again, Wynter went missing from Lansing, but she was found in Detroit, and multiple agencies were involved with this, including the FBI, St. Clair Shores Police, Michigan State Police helped with the Amber Alert. And it looks like they are getting ready for the press conference right now.
Charge Devin Kowalski. It's Kowalski.
Is he an IN or an ON?
He is a Devin IN. Yeah, DEVIN. He's the acting special agent in charge. Do you want me to hold that? Okay. For the FBI's Detroit field office. We'll be giving some remarks. With him will be Chief White from the Detroit Police Department, and I will get the names of the 2 Lansing folks that are here with us tonight. So we're kind of waiting for Lansing PD to be done. It'll be a short statement. Just given the situation, we're not going to take any questions. Jordan and I may hang out just to answer things that we can. So are we all ready? You guys are ready?
Yes. And we're going to be Facebook Live too, everyone too, so I'll let you know.
All right. Okay.
Good evening. My name is Devin Kowalski. I'm the acting special agent in charge of our field office here in Michigan. DEVIN Kowalski. I want to thank Chief White for being here, standing shoulder to shoulder with us, along with members of the Lansing Police Department and my team. At approximately 6:50 p.m. this evening, the body of Wynter Cole-Smith was recovered by FBI agents. This is not the outcome we were hoping for, and our hearts go out to Wynter's family. Based on information developed throughout this investigation, our teams were searching multiple areas across the state over and over again, and then specifically in the area adjacent to where we're standing. Our evidence response team is currently processing the scene. Our best people are back there to do what is necessary to be as respectful as possible to Wynter and her family. This will be a thorough and deliberate crime scene investigation. It will take time to carefully collect evidence that we need to help bring the person responsible to justice. We want to thank the community for all their assistance in this investigation. I know that you in the media and in the community are anxious for information, and we are sensitive to that. But we'd ask you to understand that we cannot provide further information about the investigation because we want to put our best foot forward and preserve the integrity of the prosecution. Law enforcement agencies across this region and members of our community have been working on this for several days, relentlessly. And I want to thank members of the Lansing Police Department, the the St. Clair Shores Police Department, East Point Police Department, Ingham County Sheriff's Office, Detroit Police Department, and members of the FBI Detroit Field Office. And thank you to the community who have continued to help look for Wynter and prayed for the family during this difficult time. Please continue to keep the family in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you.
And so,
Okay, well, the press conference is over, so
I'm going to go start right now.
what do you think?
Detroit Police and Lansing Police have been working together. This is Rashad Trice. This is the suspect. He was apprehended by police in St. Clair Shores. A couple people were asking, why is he in the hospital? He was in the hospital because of the car accident in which he was apprehended. He was trying to outrun police. They did crash with a police vehicle. When Rashad was taken into custody, Wynter was not in the vehicle. Couple more questions. Yes, it was in a high-speed chase with police. That is when he was in the hospital. He was actually arraigned. It says right there he was charged on Wednesday by the Ingham County prosecutor. He didn't appear in an Ingham County court. He was actually arraigned from his hospital in Metro Detroit. I do not know what hospital it is. A couple more questions. Where is the mother? The mother is Rashad Trice's ex-girlfriend. Rashad Trice is not the father of Wynter Smith. I'm going to pull up Wynter's photo really quick so that you can see the little girl that we are talking about. Again, Trice is not her father, but he is the ex-boyfriend of her mother. Trice allegedly stabbed Wynter's mother before taking Wynter. Late Sunday night, he was apprehended early Monday morning. On the website, WILX.com, you can actually see where Lansing police added the route that they believe Trice took from Lansing to the Metro Detroit area. That is where a lot of the billboards showing the Amber Alert for Wynter were found. You could see them all over 96, on 75 during the holiday where a lot of people were traveling. An Amber Alert did go out. The FBI did offer a $25,000 reward. Somebody did ask what tip led to finding her body. I am not sure if that's going to be known. What tip? I'm sure they're going to continue investigating this thoroughly, like they were saying in the press conference. It is an active investigation still. They did find the body that they believe is Wynter Smith. Yes, I'm answering some questions from Daniel. Yes, our sound did go out for a little bit there. Apologies. Our Aaron Bullion was at the press conference earlier with Lansing police, where we saw, before we heard from the FBI agent Kowalski in Detroit, we heard from Lansing Police Chief Ellery Sosby. Our Aaron Bullion was there. She's going to have more on this coming up a little bit later on News 10 at 11. I'm going to show you back to the scene in Detroit where police say that they found the body of missing 2-year-old Wynter Smith. She went missing late Sunday night, allegedly taken by her mother's ex-boyfriend, who is not her biological father. Somebody asked about a vigil being held for Wynter. I'm sure that's going to come out in the next few days. Her family here in Lansing has been very active in the community, very active on social media with getting the community involved in helping find Wynter. Again, like I said, there were billboards, digital billboards all across Lansing, all the way into Detroit, and a reward offered. A lot of people were asking on our Facebook page and other Facebook pages how they can help with the search. They wanted to volunteer for the search, which just shows you what a great community we have when it comes to something like this. Let's see. And that picture of Rashad that I had up here, that's actually not the most recent booking photo. It is a booking photo from a previous offense. So yes, a lot of people are asking why he's smiling. Well, it's a previous offense. Yes, one of the charges he had was domestic. There's a lot of charges. Those are listed on our website, WILX.com. I'm going through some of our Facebook live chats and YouTube comments here, just trying to get everybody up to date, because I know we have a lot of people watching right now who may be coming in a little bit later. No, he was not being cooperative. Authorities said he was being, in fact, extremely difficult and not willing to cooperate with authorities whatsoever when it came to Wynter's whereabouts. Yes, so Trice is not Wynter's father. Her father was in another state at the time of Wynter's abduction on Sunday night. He is back in Michigan now. Let's see. What can we do to help the family, Tammy says. I'm sure that's going to be coming out in the next few days. There may be things such as a vigil, other things. We're still trying to work that out. I'm sure that's not the first thing on the family's mind right now. They're probably trying to just process this whole news that is the absolute worst news they wanted to receive. But anything that happens with helping the family, we will have on our website, WX.com, on air, and on all of our social media channels, including right here on the streaming platform of your choosing, where we have the free app, and we'll be live. Anisha did ask, did she say how she passed? We do not know that yet. We do not know if it was homicide. We don't know the manner of her death. All that is still waiting the investigation. As you can see there, a massive crime scene investigation area. This is on the east side of Detroit where Wynter's body was found. So all that information is going to be coming out shortly, Anisha. So we don't know exactly how she passed as of right now. Brianna wants to know, did they find this baby? Yes, they did find a body that they believe is 2-year-old Wynter Smith. This is in the east side of Detroit in an alley. Let's see. I'm going to show you guys a map really quick about the area in case you're familiar with the Detroit area, and then I'll zoom out a little bit so that you can see a little bit more. This is the area of Detroit, this red flag right here. This is off of Irwin Avenue near Olympia Street, and just for, I'm going to zoom out, try to zoom out slowly so that you can see how far away from Lansing this is. There we go. So Lansing up here in the upper left. This red marker right here is about the area where her body was found. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see about where this area is. Looks like it's just north of 94 and to the east of M53. Christina wants to know, how is mom? Is she still in the hospital listed as critical? She is still in the hospital, but she is now listed as stable. So she is probably going to be there for a little while. She was allegedly stabbed by Rashad Trice, her ex-boyfriend. Again, this is not Wynter's father. How is her mom doing? Is she still in the hospital? April said. Yes, she is still in the hospital, but she is now stable, not critical, following being stabbed by Rashad Trice before he took her daughter, Wynter. Amber is the mother in critical condition, no longer in critical condition, now unstable. Camilla wants to know who found the body. We don't know that yet. I'm sure that's going to be part of the investigation. This is all still very, very new. They're very clearly have a very large presence. They're actively working on the scene. Again, this was a case where the FBI offered a $25,000 reward for information leading to Wynter's safe return. Wendy, whose home was she found at in Detroit? It was not in a home. It was in an alley on the east side of Detroit. Again, if you have any questions and you're watching us on Facebook Live or YouTube Live, you can add them in the chat and we can see them right here on one screen, and we can do our best to get you some answers as we're going through these. Someone said on live, I watched the police went through his phone and tracked locations or pinged them, and it led to this area. And there's been a lot of things coming out on this case that aren't exactly true. And while the police in Lansing did say that they thank the community and the media for helping get the information out there, they do want to reinstate or reestablish really that not everything is coming out is true. They really have to be careful about exactly the news that you're spreading and making sure that you're getting that information from the police department or the FBI. Jana wants to know, how did they find her? Again, that's something that is still very, very new. I'm sure that's going to come out in the next few days as the investigation continues. Again, if you have any questions and you're watching on Facebook Live or YouTube Live, jump on the chat. And Jesse wants to know, is this live coverage? Yes, this is a live shot of Detroit, the scene where the FBI and Detroit police say the body of 2-year-old Wynter Smith was found. Jensen wants to know, what is the crossroad of this live video? According to our sister station WDIV in Detroit, this is on Detroit's east side, north of I-94, east of M53, near Olympia and Irwin. Lamont wants to know, where is he at? Is he locked up? No, he is still in a hospital in Metro Detroit. I am not sure which hospital it is, but that is where he is still. He was arraigned from his hospital room earlier today. How far is the scene from where he crashed? I'm going to bring up the map again really quick.
What do you need help with?
So this red right here is about the area where the scene that I just showed you is, and he crashed in St. Clair Shores, which is up here to the northeast. Jasmine, I hope that answers your question a little bit. Let's see. Anisha wants to know, are they saying that she was deceased for a while or recently? That's probably not going to be known for a little bit still, until an autopsy is performed. It was reported he was in Ingham County Jail. Ingham County prosecutor did charge him, but he's not in Ingham County Jail as of yet.
She's going. She's gonna ride off the field. She's just. Oh my God. I am going through.
Tammy wants to know, why is he in the hospital? He was hospitalized following that crash in St. Clair Shores early Monday morning when he was apprehended, and Wynter was not in the vehicle when police apprehended him. Neek wants to know, how did she become missing? An Amber Alert was sent out very, very early Monday morning when it was reported that, let me go back. This is the suspect, Rashad Trice. He allegedly took Wynter from her home in Lansing, on the south side of Lansing. He stabbed her mother, who is his ex-girlfriend. Trice is not the father of Wynter. And following Wynter's abduction, an Amber Alert was issued.
They would say it was breaking in the top, that first center shot.
Does the mom know that she has been found? And does Rashad, is he willing to talk now that she has been found? Those are a lot of questions that I'm sure a lot of people are asking right now. Generally, when they do a press conference such as this, they do so after the family has been notified. And as far as Rashad, he's not immediate family, so I don't know. All that's probably going to be coming out in the next few days, Anisha.
You're going to do a horizontal video with a picture of
Graham wants to know, how long did it take them to find her? The search started early Monday morning, went through the entire day Monday and all day on Tuesday over the holiday, and then she was found later today. It was in the evening about, let's see, between, I would say, I'm not exactly sure, but it was sometime today. So we're talking about 2.5 days. What was the cause of his crash in St. Clair Shores? He led police on a high-speed chase, and they had be on the lookout for a car with his license plate. The car was spotted, and police in the St. Clair Shores area were able to get him to stop with a crash, and the crash caused him to go to the hospital, as well as an officer who has since been released. Was she clothed when found? Something that we don't know yet, but I'm sure is going to be coming out in the next few days as this investigation now turns from a missing child case to a homicide. Ken wants to know, so she was found? Yes. FBI in Detroit and police in Detroit and LAnsing have said the body that they found in Detroit is believed to be that of Wynter Smith. Has he been charged with murder? Not yet. His charges are listed on WILX.com. It's 8 charges total. He's being charged as a habitual 4th offender. As the investigation continues, if it is determined that it was a homicide and he was at fault, that will be added to his charges. Erica, was she in a car seat when they crashed? He was not. He did not have Wynter in the car when he crashed in Detroit, or in St. Clair Shores, early Monday morning. Sean wants to know, do they know the cause? Not yet. As the investigation continues and an autopsy is performed, all that will be coming out in the next few days. Again, this is all still very new. They have just announced within the last hour that the body they found in the east side of Detroit, they do believe to be that of 2-year-old Wynter Smith.
Is Jordan going to be in the newsroom for the news, or is that the plan?
Jesse wants to know, does the Graham and the father know? Just like the question that was asked earlier about does the mother know? When they do these press conferences, they do so after the family has been notified. So all of that indicates that, yes, the family has been notified. Olivia wants to know, is he from Detroit? As far as we know, yes, he is from Detroit, but he was charged with 8 counts earlier today in Ingham County. Jesse wants to know, did he break into the house? As the mother continues to recover in the hospital, I'm sure more questions are going to be asked and more information will be coming out about what led to the taking of 2-year-old Wynter in LAnsing on Sunday night. Let's see. Was this a heavily traveled alley? As far as I know, no, this was actually quite an overgrown area. It's very hard to tell right now with it being so dark, but our sister station Detroit did report that it's an overgrown, not exactly maintained alley. I will show you the picture, or I'm sorry, the map of the general area. Again, this is north of 94 and east of 53. It's an intersection near Irwin and Olympia. Is he going to be charged with attempted murder for the mother? As more information comes out and more investigation is done, I'm sure that more charges will either be added or dropped. Again, this is all coming from a press conference that just happened. Olivia says, was she found in a home or in the street? It was not in a home. It was in an alley on the east side of Detroit. Paulina asked about the cause of death. That's not known at the time. As an autopsy is performed, more information on that will come out. What was the reasoning for him taking the little girl? As we heard earlier, this is a scene in Detroit. This is actually coming from our sister station, WDIV, and they have said that Trice is not being cooperative with let's see. This is Rashad Trice. He was apprehended by police in Clair Shores. He is a suspect in the kidnapped 2-year-old Wynter Smith out of Lansing. That was late Sunday night. Again, we had to turn the audio down really quickly for a couple of other reasons. And we're going to show you really quick. This is some of the scene from earlier during the search here in Lansing.
To Wynter's family.
The little girl's body had been dumped. Both Detroit officers and federal agents have now been out here for hours processing the scene.
Our evidence response team is currently processing the scene. Our best people are back there to do what is necessary to be as respectful as possible to Wynter and her family. This will be a thorough and deliberate crime scene investigation. It will take time to carefully collect evidence that we need to help bring the person responsible to justice.
Again, every now and then we have to take the audio down really quick. So apologies for that, but we do have some of the video of the search. This is from earlier today. They were searching near 496 and US 127. So this was earlier today, but her body was found in this area of Detroit around 6:50 this evening. And I'm going to zoom out from where this is on the east side of Detroit, north of I-94 and east of M53, just so you can get an idea. Clair Shores up here, that is where Rashad Trice crashed and was taken into custody. Wynter was not in the car when he was taken into custody. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more out of Michigan to get Lansing in there, just so you can see just how far away this was. This traveled from Lansing all the way to the area of Detroit. And if you were on I-75, 96, any other major highway over the holiday, you may have seen billboards looking for information on Wynter. A $25,000 reward was offered yesterday by the FBI for information leading to Wynter's return. Was a car seat in the car when he crashed? That we're not sure of yet. So we're in the newsroom, so it does get kind of loud in here. So apologies if the audio goes in and out. Ebony, why is he smiling in that picture? That picture is actually not a mugshot from this case. It is actually something from a previous arrest.
No, I need to throw in the erase sticker. Give me 2 seconds, okay? Eric, can I get in for like 2 seconds?
I'm going to try and answer a couple more questions before we end this live stream. We're going to have more coming up in just a little bit on News 10 at 11 p.m. Aaron Bowling was at the press conference earlier with the Lansing Police Department. This is the scene from earlier today where they were searching near the area where Wynter was taken. Victoria, where were his previous charges? We do have that on our website. We know that he was originally from Detroit. He may have had an address in Lansing and Ingham County. Was there any information given on his motive, Isabella asked on our YouTube Live? As our sister station in Detroit, which is the scene right here, as our sister station reported, he is being extremely uncooperative with investigators. Again, I'm going to show you Wynter really quick. This is the little girl that we are talking about. She was last seen around 11:30 p.m. on Sunday, allegedly taken by Rashad Trice. That is the ex-boyfriend of her mother. It is not her father. Trice allegedly stabbed Wynter's mother before taking the toddler. And the mother is in the hospital, now upgraded from critical to stable, but she is still hospitalized. Trice was arrested early Monday morning in St. Clair Shores. This is Rashad Trice. This picture is from a previous arrest. Again, he was apprehended by police in St. Clair Shores during a chase, or after a chase ended with a crash. When that crash occurred, Wynter was not in the car. Today, he was charged by the Ingham County prosecutor from his hospital room in Metro Detroit. He's facing a total of 8 charges, all of which can be seen on our website, WILX.com. And he is charged as a habitual 4th offender. He's being held without bond. Victoria wants to know what his previous charges were. That we're not exactly sure of just yet. All that will probably be coming out as this investigation continues. Jennifer wants to know, does the mother know what happened to Wynter? Again, when these press conferences happen, it generally happens after the immediate family has been notified, before they go to the media and then the public. So while she's still in the hospital, I'm sure that she knows that the body has been found. As far as what happened to her, they are still trying to figure that out. And then, so she will know before police release that to the media and thus the public. Ruth says, I saw a post that her body was found in Detroit. Was that false info? No. The body was found in Detroit. Take it right here. Lansing up here. And this red marker down here is the area which the body was found. Police and FBI do believe it to be the body of 2-year-old Wynter Smith. I'm going to zoom in generally so you can have an idea of where this is in Detroit. It's north of 94 and east of M53. Shirley wants to know, was she found by a search team? We're still working to learn exactly what led to the discovery of the body, why they were searching in that area where the body was discovered.
Like everything should be ready. So we're good on that. Yes. I will double check that really quick, but
if you have any questions, if you're just joining us, you can jump in and we can do our best to answer any of the questions. Norma says, so he just jumped on 94. We have a map on our website that actually shows the route police believe he took from Lansing to Metro Detroit. And I myself traveled that same route on Monday to the Metro Detroit area from Lansing. And the entire drive, I saw multiple billboards asking for information on Wynter's disappearance. And that was before a $25,000 reward was offered by the FBI. Was she found by a search team? Again, not really sure exactly how she was found or by whom. Wendy wants to know how many past crimes has he committed. That's all going to be coming out as more information is found during the investigation. Again, this investigation just turned from a missing child case to a homicide case. And yes, our audio does keep cutting out every now and then. I do have to take it down. We're in a very loud newsroom. Tina wants to know, so the mother is going to be okay. She was upgraded from critical to stable, but she is still hospitalized. Again, that's after she was allegedly stabbed by Trice before he took Wynter from a home on the south side of Lansing. Ruth, I hope I did just answer your question about how is the mom doing. Is she still in critical condition? No, she has been upgraded to stable, but still hospitalized. Again, if you're just joining us, feel free to ask a question in the live chat. Even if I already answered it, I'll answer again with what we know so far. We're going to be wrapping this up shortly, and you can tune in to News 10 at 11 p.m. Again, it's very loud in here. I apologize, but that's a newsroom. And so we're going to have David Andrews on the desk for News 10 at 11. Our Aaron Bowling will have the latest from the press conference with Lansing Police. Jesse wants to know who's all on the scene. This scene right now is in in Detroit. The FBI and Detroit police are there. We had a press conference in Lansing as well, and that had our Aaron Bowling there. She'll have more on that in just a little bit. Was he brought back to Ingham County? No, he is still in a Detroit area hospital. He is being held without bond. He was arraigned from his hospital room earlier today. So no, Rashad Trice, the suspect, who is right here, he is not back in Ingham County, but he was charged and arraigned by the Ingham County prosecutor earlier today. He was charged from his hospital room in Metro Detroit, where he's being held without bond. Elizabeth wants to know, is the mother okay? She is upgraded from critical to stable, but she is still hospitalized. Eartha wants to know, is he in jail? No, he is not in jail. He is still hospitalized in Metro Detroit. He's being held without bond, and he was charged from his hospital room. Victoria wants to know, do they know where the mother was stabbed at? I'm not sure if you are asking the scene or what part of her body was she stabbed in, but that will all be coming out once she's released from the hospital. Again, she is still a victim in this case. She is still recovering, and now she is dealing with the news of her daughter. Elizabeth wants to know, why is he in the hospital? During a chase from Lansing to Metro Detroit, actually in St. Clair Shores, it was a high-speed police chase, and it ended in a crash. During that, or as a result of that crash, Trice was hospitalized, as was an officer who has since been released. Trice was apprehended, and when they apprehended him, Wynter was not in the car. A couple people asking, is she alive? No. They do believe the body that was found in Metro Detroit, or I'm sorry, in Detroit, on the east side of Detroit, this area of Detroit, is the body of 2-year-old Wynter Smith. Patty wants to know, is that her father? No. That is her mother's ex-boyfriend. He is not the biological father of Wynter. Her father was out of state. I believe he was at school in Tennessee at the time of Wynter going missing. He has since returned to Michigan. A lot of questions being asked in the Facebook chat are the same questions that police are looking into. How did he get in to stab the mom? What were his previous charges? What was his reasoning for this? All that's going to be part of the investigation that is now turned from a missing child case to a homicide case. Tina wants to know, do they know the cause of death? No. They just discovered the body just before 7 p.m. tonight, so it's been a couple of hours now. An autopsy still has to be performed. I'm going to go back to some of the video of the search from earlier today. This was in the Lansing area. I'm going to try and go through some more of the questions that I may have missed. Again, if you're watching on our Facebook Live or YouTube Live, you can ask questions in the chat and we can see it right here at the digital desk, and we can do our best to answer. Tina wants to know, so is the mother going to be okay? She has been upgraded from critical to stable, so that's good news. She's still in the hospital, though. Wendy wants to know, how many past crimes has he committed and charges? The charges that he is facing now can be found on our website, wilx.com, but he is facing 8 charges as a habitual 4th offender. As far as the past crimes he has committed, that is going to be looked into as this investigation continues. Did he have an order to stay away from them? Again, part of the investigation that's going to be looked into as this now turns from a missing child case to a homicide. All right, we are actually going to be wrapping this up as we get ready for News 10 at 11. Our David Andrews is going to be on the desk bringing you the latest on this. Aaron Bowling was at the police press conference earlier tonight where Chief Ellery Sosby of the Lansing Police Department gave an update. Shortly after that, there was an update in Detroit with the FBI and Detroit Police Chief. Our sister station, WDIV, and reporter Mara McDonald are down there. So we'll be bringing you the latest from both Lansing and Detroit. Again, Wynter, this is her. She went missing from the south side of Lansing Sunday night, and now police believe they did find a body they believe to be hers on the east side of Detroit. This has now gone from a missing child case with a $25,000 reward and agencies across the state looking for her to a homicide investigation. So I'm going to wrap this up here, and we're going to take it to News 10 at 11 p.m. And thank you all so much for joining us on this chat. Thank you all so much for all the questions and the concerns on this case. I know we had a lot of stuff coming through. A lot of people were asking how they can help the family as they process all of this. If there is any type of vigil, any type of memorial service, we will bring you the latest on air and online. Right now, the family, I'm sure, is just processing the news that this has now gone from a missing child case to a homicide, and we'll be bringing you the latest as much as we can as soon as we have everything verified. Again, not exactly sure if there's going to be any type of vigil in Lansing or Detroit, but we will be bringing you the latest, and thank you so much for joining us. Again, not the outcome anybody wanted, but we do know that a lot of people in the Lansing area and across Michigan were asking if they could volunteer to help find Wynter, asking where they could go to help with the search. Unfortunately, no longer needed, as the body that they found in Detroit is believed to be that of Wynter. So thank you for joining us right now. Tune in to News 10 at 11 p.m. for the latest. And as always, tune in online for more information and on all of our streaming platforms as we go live.